What if the greatest threat to human happiness isn't ignorance, but absolute truth? Most people assume that becoming 1,000 times smarter is the ultimate upgrade, but history holds a dark secret. The most brilliant minds didn't find utopia, they found the abyss. If the smartest among us are often the most tortured, are we rushing towards a future of superintelligence only to engineer our own psychological collapse? To understand why superintelligence might be a psychological trap, we have to deconstruct a popular thought experiment. Ray Kurzweil talks about asking a mouse if it would rather be smarter like us. The logic seems obvious to us. Of course it would. But let's examine this. What exactly is a mouse missing? From its position, it's probably not even smart enough to understand the concept of being smarter. So the mouse isn't walking around wishing it could be smarter or a better thinker. At best, it might wish to be faster or stronger. But such thoughts might not even occur through a mouse's mind. Its mind might not have the architecture to hold such abstract thinking. Its thinking might only be limited to immediate functional survival needs, such as recognizing predators, recognizing food, and recognizing other mice, and that's it. The idea that a mouse might want to be as intelligent as a human already presupposes that the mouse possesses enough intellectual self-awareness to compare its own mind with ours. But that assumption undermines the premise. To desire greater intelligence, a mind must first be capable of conceiving intelligence as something that it lacks. If it cannot grasp the concept, it cannot desire it. In other words, a mouse cannot long for a level of intelligence it is incapable of comprehending. Now with us it's different, because we are able to hold abstract thoughts and are able to conceptualize or even wish to be smarter. We possess the cognitive machinery to look at the universe and demand answers. And in many cases, we can handle being smarter, but even then, we have noticed a great deal of philosophers and deep thinkers who essentially get overwhelmed by the results of their thinking, leading to isolation, depression, insanity, or suicide. For such, being smarter didn't really fulfill them. They stared into the abyss of absolute truth, and the abyss broke them. This phenomenon isn't just limited to historical philosophers. Even in just general population, the smartest people are not necessarily the most fulfilled or happy. In fact, in some cases, those who are less informed or naive about the world or simply content with the knowledge they possess tend to be the most at peace, hence the saying, ignorance is bliss. This brings us to a glaring contradiction in the pursuit of the singularity. Suffice to say that one would struggle to substantiate the claim that increased intelligence creates greater happiness or fulfillment, and these feelings are central to the human condition. So if history, psychology, and everyday observation show that elevated intelligence often correlates with elevated suffering, one could simply ask then, what value would one enjoy from being 1,000 times smarter? I don't doubt that being smarter gives you greater capability. A million-fold increase in intelligence would undoubtedly allow us to cure diseases, engineer galaxies, and manipulate the very fabric of physical reality. The question is whether that increase in capability would translate into a greater sense of fulfillment and happiness. When you look at the world today, when you look at the issues that plague our planet, poverty, war, extreme consumerism, prejudice, all manners of mental health issues, could we truly say that what is lacking is intelligence? Or could one argue that discipline and self-control is what we need more of? The ability not to act is equally as necessary as the ability to act. Would an increase in intelligence give us greater power to restrain ourselves? Or will it just give us greater capability without necessarily giving us any greater self-control? Meaning that the problems that we see today will simply be amplified. What happens when a superintelligence meets human flaws? We shall explore that in episode 3.